lists 12 points, including trustworthy, loyal, and helpful. In the high-stakes world of corporate leadership and international diplomacy, do you find these values are still the best moral compass for success?
So first of all, Dave, thank you very much for the significant responsibilities that you've assumed for tonight. All of you need to know that Dave's going to be our master of ceremonies for the evening, which gives him the responsibility of moving us along and making sure we get out of here on time. So he deserves that round of applause. I think, for me at least, that one of the most significant aspects of scouting are the values that it attempts to communicate to our young people. And what's interesting is that not unlike the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence that were written in this city 250 years ago, those values have stood up incredibly well over time. And the values that you called out of the 12 laws, trustworthy, loyal, and helpful, are pretty important values. And they're important values, I think, that have informed the way I've tried to live my life. And I think the way, we have a lot of friends in this room, and I think the way I've seen people try to live their lives, and I think that's made for a better city and a better country as a result of that. And so I think the answer to the question is the great values, which certainly started my scouting experience, have continued to infect the way I've tried to conduct myself over the course of my entire career. I think I go next. So Nate, you're an Eagle Scout from Troop 303, right here in Philadelphia. I'll note for the record that although I was a scout, I never made it to Eagle Scout, so Nate's already got a head start on me in terms of his career. But reaching the rank of Eagle Scout is really a massive achievement. So looking back at your journey, what was the most difficult merit badge or requirement for you to earn, and what did it teach you about perseverance? I'm going to modify the question a little bit. Tell me what the last merit badge you got to become an Eagle Scout, if you remember.
I'm actually not sure what the last merit badge I got to become an Eagle was, but I can say that the hardest one I acquired was life-saving. It's funny because I'm going into my 4th year being a lifeguard at a city pool this summer, so you have negotiated international treaties and managed complex legal affairs. If you were stranded in the woods with only your old scout handbook, which do you think would be harder? Starting a fire with 2 sticks or surviving a 3-hour city council meeting without coffee?
So this one is an unfair, easy question for me, because I have no chance to start a fire with 2 sticks. I don't care how long you gave me, I don't care how much instruction I got, the spark would not come, the fire would not start. Doing 3-hour city council meetings is old hat. I can put up with them, I can find them interesting. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't need the coffee to keep me awake, and city council is always interesting. So don't really need anything to keep me awake when I'm in a city council meeting. So that's a layup of a question for me. All right. I've spoken frequently, and we'll talk again tonight about how proud I am of scouting's growth and inclusion and its expansion, in particular welcoming young girls. From your perspective as a young person, how does having a more diverse group of scouts in the room change the way you all solve problems together? And sure, what does diversity add to your scouting experience?
So I feel as though that diversity adds a lot to our troop 303. We're able to learn from each other and grow from each other because of how diverse it is, having girls, like teaches you about the culture, different backgrounds everyone have, and that's pretty much it.
It's interesting, David. When I was a scout, I grew up in a fairly diverse local community, suburban community in central New Jersey. To say fairly diverse, there were a significant segment of Jewish people, Catholic people. There was a significant Hispanic population. There was an African American population. So I felt that I was present in a fair amount of diversity. But notwithstanding that, you tend to hang out with people who look like you. And so most of my friends were white and most of them were Jewish. And just for the way things happen. And for me, scouting was an opportunity for me to experience the diversity of the community and to interact with young people who are not just like me. It really helped to improve my understanding of different cultures, different populations, the different issues that they may have faced in growing up. And in there, Highland Park was almost 12,000 people, but it was people lived in different sections of the city, and they had different issues and different challenges in those different sections of the country. And scouting was really my first taste of the different perspectives that people from different upbringing, from different backgrounds and upbringings could bring to the table, and the importance of getting to know and understand those different perspectives. So that was a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how many years, but it was a long time ago. Nice to know that those same sentiments, if you will, are present in scouting today.
Similar experience I couldn't record. If you could create a brand new merit badge based on life experiences, something every future leader should have to earn, what would it be called? What would a scout have to do to earn it?
So, in case you don't know this, we both cheated. We were given previews of what these questions were. Notwithstanding the preview, this is not an easy question because I think there are a lot of important subjects that I don't know that there are merit badges for them, but I think there should be. So I'm gonna pick one that I think is really important to me personally. I think it's important in this country at this time. We're approaching an election. I think it's important in times of election. And I don't think there's a merit badge for this. If I were to pick one merit badge that I think every young person should learn, should study, should develop a feeling for, it would be a merit badge in respect. I think I would say merit badge in agreement, because I think we can disagree about things, we can disagree about a lot of things. But if we disagree with respect, if we approach our differences with respect, if we always bring respect to our conversations, the way in which we try to solve problems, Philadelphia would be a better place, Pennsylvania would be a better place, the United States would be a better place. So I'm rooting for merit badge and respect. All right, I think this is our last question. So for the 11,500 other young people being served by the Cradle of Liberty Council, other than you, Nate, what do you think is the biggest challenge Philadelphia kids face today that scouting helps them to overcome?
I feel as though the hardest challenges Philadelphia kids face today is the crime and violence on the streets. Obviously, Philadelphia is not the best city, especially in other places. So I would say Boy Scouts, it forces you to come out your comfort zone, camping, building fires, just doing new activities, meeting new people.
Building fires with... This is building fires with logs and building fires and buildings. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, it just gets you out your comfort zone, makes you do things you're not normally going to do in your life. But yeah, just Boy Scouts definitely makes you a better person. They should go outside, find their hobbies, and that's what I think Boy Scout should do for Philadelphia youth.
First of all, great answer, and I do think it's interesting that, we're in a big city, and by definition, it's a very urban environment. And I think there are a lot of people, a lot of adults who don't understand, who think about scouting as camping and building fires, and they don't understand necessarily the relevance of it to an urban area with kids confronting urban issues. But I think you've done really a fantastic job of encapsulating the value of scouting, because scouting isn't about building fires, it's about working with friends and you might not necessarily have a chance to meet or work with, to work together to build fires. So it's the experience, the shared experience, it's the collaboration that scouting is developing, not necessarily the concrete skill that you're working on at the time to enjoy that collaboration. And I really do think I had a chance to talk to a number of the scouts who are here tonight, and I think that's a shared experience that all of you have.
Thank you. Can everyone give a round of applause for David Cohen, please?